This is a Red FM Vancouver podcast. Make sure you hit subscribe for more great content. For further info, log on to redfm.ca.
ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ Honourable Ahmed Hussen ਜੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਫੈਮਿਲੀਜ਼, ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਐਂਡ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟ। ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ $2 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਆਇਆ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਸੂਬਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਟੈਰੀਟਰੀਜ਼ ਲਈ, ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਉਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਕੀ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ BC ਤੇ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਪੈਸੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਇਹ ਪੈਸੇ ਦਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ਰਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਖੀ ਗਈ। ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਹੁਸੈਨ। Minister, good morning.
Good morning, Harjinder. It's good to be on the show. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Minister, please tell us about these $2 billion that are coming to the school reopening. How much will be coming to BC and Surrey?
British Columbia is projected to get $242 million as part of this allocation. The money is being distributed through making sure that it is based on the number of children from the age of 4 to age of 18 that each and every province has. So British Columbia's per capita share is $242 million.
Minister Hussain, is there any condition on it? Do you have any say how these provinces and territories will spend this money?
Yes, I mean, we expect the money to go towards the safe reopening of the schools. It is to provide, we know that provinces like British Columbia have been doing a lot of work to get schools ready for children and for students as well as for teachers. And what we are doing is we're saying, look, this is an area of provincial responsibility, but contribute even more resources so that provinces can be able to do everything that is necessary to keep our kids safe. You've heard from parents who are concerned about the school environment. Mm-hmm. So this $2 billion safe return to class fund is in addition to the $19 billion that we've previously announced for the safe restart agreement to help provinces like British Columbia to safely restart their economies and their communities after COVID-19. So yesterday's announcement is to build on that support and to enable schools to, for example, get more cleaning supplies, get more personal protective equipment, buy more hand sanitizer and hygiene products, improve the air ventilation, improve the learning spaces to maintain social distance. Whatever we can do to help in that regard is
No, that's appreciated. But at the same time, your critics are saying that the money should be tied to the smaller study groups or classrooms. Don't you think that's a fair idea?
Well, that is a fair idea, but and some of the money can be used for smaller classes. But having said that, we are a very diverse country, and each region and each province has different priorities when it comes to the safe restart of the school system. So we have to make the funding also a little bit flexible. But of course, we expect some of that funding to be used for extra spaces. We expect some of it to be used for additional cleaning supplies and protective equipment for teachers and students. So this is good news, and it's federalism at work. It's the federal government working in collaboration with the provinces and territories, as we've done throughout this pandemic, and this is one additional example of that.
No, that's very good. I mean, do you support the mandatory testing for students and teachers before they go to school? Alberta is doing it.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to comment on an area of provincial jurisdiction. That's something that provinces are responsible for. But what I will say is I support any measure that...
No, you could have said that this funding, part of this funding, must be used for teachers' tests or students' tests before they go into schools.
Well, yes, but Harjinder, you have to also appreciate that we have to respect our constitution, and this is, education and education policy and classroom policies and school boards. All of that is managed by provinces. So we cannot tell provinces what to do in an area of provincial jurisdiction. But what we can do is we can be a good federal partner and help. And that's exactly what we're doing.
No, I agree. Okay, let me reframe my questions. Why doesn't Canada government invest in virtual learning, since it seems to be the future of learning?
Oh, this money could be used also for virtual learning, for remote learning, helping.
That's what I mean. Like, you could have said that this is the string attached to it. Like, this part of this money should be spent on virtual learning.
Yeah, each province has different priorities. However, I can assure you that if a province uses some of this money for remote learning and virtual learning, that's fine. We actually allow that, and it is part of the focus of this fund. So on that, we actually agree. It's just we cannot make it mandatory because, again, different provinces, different regions will use it differently. Prince Edward Island may not have as much need for virtual learning as British Columbia, right? So we can't have a one-size-fit-all. We cannot, and the approach we've taken, which is to provide the money to indicate where it should be spent, but provide a little bit of flexibility. I think that's working. It's worked in the past, and we expect provinces to use this money accordingly.
Provinces has to wait until the parliament resumes before they get their money?
No, absolutely not. This money, we have the authority to disperse this money under the emergency monies that were voted on by Parliament as part of the Safe Restart Agreement. So this is fine. We don't have to wait for Parliament. The money will be dispersed as early as this fall, with an additional with some of it being dispersed early in the new year, because we want to make sure that school boards and provinces have that certainty throughout the year, throughout the academic year. So as early as this fall, about $1 billion will be dispersed, and then another $1 billion in the new year.
Minister, anything you'd like to add in closing?
Yes, I just wanted to thank you and to thank the team at Red FM to acknowledge and thank you for the work that you've been doing throughout this pandemic to inform the community on the policies that we've been rolling out, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and to your listeners.
We'll speak to you again, Mr. Hussen. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another Red FM podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out our Red FM Canada YouTube channel. For further info, log on to our Red FM social media platforms or visit redfm.ca.